Welcome to Paw Prints on the Mountain. I'm your host, Mike Bosely, and of course it's brought to you every month by the Humane Society of the White Mountains. Coming up in a couple of moments, we'll meet with Deena Pace, the director. We'll also meet with you, Terry. She is our Happy Tales extraordinaire personaire. Sounded like a good word to me.
Yeah.
Before we go into Bosley's pet peeves, just a quick disclaimer. Bosley's pet peeves is my thoughts alone. They do not represent that of the board, the Humane Society, or anybody official. That being said, they may agree with me, but we didn't put it in print. So there was a commercial, and it was like a pharmaceutical commercial, and what happened is this couple is lovingly walking their dog. The dog breaks off the leash, runs through the city. They're gallivanting through the farmer's market, across the bridge, and finally they end up in the park and they sit down and lovingly laugh with their dog about running away, and I guess it's some good drugs or something, I don't know. Now, I look at my dogs every time that commercial came on and told them the only time they're allowed to do that is if Timmy is in the well. Other than that, they're going to get a nice little pop across the haunches. You see, it's just respect to keep your dogs on a leash when you're out in public. I understand there is that accident when something happens, but it's just the way. See, humans have to be taught certain things, the same with your fur babies. Humans, teach them things like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That's just something that should be taught right off the get-go. Also, something you should teach your fur babies right off the get-go, leash training. It's going to take some time, it's going to take some effort, but so does teaching a human. My youngest little 1-year-old, part pup, part foxhound, part nose, goes off in every direction. We now have new neighbors. So I have to train her, and I used to just let them gallivant all over the street wherever they wanted. Now I actually have to put leashes on them and walk past the houses, and once I'm clear of the houses, I will unleash them, and then we go and play in the field or whatever. It's just part of teaching your dog. There's also some other respects. As we come into summer, we've got hiking, trails. Please be respectful of the public. Also, just because you're out in nature doesn't mean you don't have to pick up their nature, okay? Carry a doggy bag with you, please. It's just respect. In fact, maybe that's why you don't see a lot of people walking elephants in the park, because no one really wants to walk with a wheelbarrow behind their elephant. So, now I know that sounds like a big task, but I think either way, just please, doggy bag and leash. I know you check for your phone, wallet, keys before you leave the house. Check for the doggy bag as well as the leash. Now, there is a time coming up in a couple months, ladies, yes, and we will have dogs all over a whole park area, thanks to Charlie Clark's. So Happy Tales is on its way. We are gearing up quite big for that, aren't we, ladies?
We are.
Yeah.
Who wants to start it off? Come on, Terry.
I'll start it off. Happy Tales this year is August 24th, Saturday, from 11 to 5 at the Orchard at Charlie Clark's, where we've been for many, many years.
Right.
We have ordered perfect weather, but it is a rain or shine event. So and typically the heavens work with us, and even if we get rain, it stops at 11:01, so it's perfect.
It usually, I've seen it misty in the morning, but the trees actually keep you pretty protected from the wind and the weather. And then everyone's just in such great spirits anyways. It's like its own little ball of sunshine.
It is. It is the event of the season in the White Mountains.
Agreed.
Last year we had about 1,500 people attend our event.
How many animals do you know?
Well, actually, we had 9 adoptions at the event, but many people do bring their dogs as long as they have leashes, well-behaved dogs. They are absolutely welcome. And we do provide bags.
Oh, you do have good.
Yeah, we
okay.
absolutely do.
I mean, of course, I'm sure Charlie Clark's loves that.
Yeah.
There's nothing. So Now, when do you really start looking for donations?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, okay. All right, so if there's any donations, how do we contact you? How do we get this ball rolling? Do we just drop it off and where, what?
What we can do, people may have donations right now. People may have donations right now that they just don't want to keep for a few months.
Okay.
So they're absolutely welcome to open to drop them off at the shelter. Shelter's open Tuesday through Saturday, 10:30 to 5.
Right.
Okay. Starting the middle of July, July 15th, we will be open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at Chrissy's Board and Ski Shop in Pine Top.
Yeah.
We've picked up or gathered donations there for many years. And then starting August 1st, we'll be there Monday through Friday from 10 to 3 for people to drop off their donations and for them to come volunteer and help us process donations. As much as we need donations, we need help. It takes about 120 volunteers to pull off Happy Tails.
Right. And I guess so I've always seen all the green shirts running around at Happy Tails, but so there's a need for volunteers before Happy Tails.
Absolutely.
Right, because we don't wait necessarily for people to drop off donations. Probably in June we'll have our first Happy Tail meeting, and that's with all the volunteers that want to join us. Bring a friend, bring whoever. And then we'll have meetings periodically, but at that point they'll get tickets to sell, they'll get donation receipts, and they go around to the businesses and people that may want to donate. And then they'll bring it up to Chrissy's or the shelter.
Okay.
So we really, Terry and I have been, we've really been on top of this, and we were working on it this morning before we came here. So
Yeah.
this takes it takes months, and people don't realize that, how many people it takes and how long we actually work on it. Even though it really runs very smoothly now, there's fine details that you have to be on top of.
I was about to say, it seems from the public's view, just a well-oiled machine from the time you walk into the park. You have your cashiers there, you have raffle items, you have sales, you have adoptions. I mean, I don't know how you ladies flow it all together, but now I'm almost thinking it's a lot more work than what we just see.
It's a lot more
It
work
is.
than what everybody just
It
sees.
is. It is.
And that's why it does take all the volunteers. And, Terry, like I said, is the chair this year. So she's running all of us. She's telling us what we need to do to help put this all together and stuff. And so Terry's carrying a heavy load this year again. And last year she was co-chair. This year, I think 2 years you've been co-chair. And this year she is chair alone.
But I have a lot of support. So
Yep.
that's
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to work this together,
Yeah.
and then we've got everyone that believes in what we do for these homeless animals, and that's what this is all about.
It is. And as I've said before, the amount of support that you get, I mean, the amount of volunteers, it's unlike any event on the mountain, not only to save lives, but the amount of volunteers that are there to put it all together and just
Absolutely.
make it go.
Absolutely.
So it's your first year, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow.
Doing it alone.
Is there any new changes or anything?
Not-
You're just gonna keep her
We're-
because it's a good clock. It's a good clock.
and we don't want to have to rebuild it.
Right.
It's been proven for many, many years. We still, we'll have a live auction. We have our silent auction tables. We have our blitz auction. We have our raffle buckets, and of course the Doghouse Thrift Shop boutique.
Barbecue.
Of course, we have to eat.
Right.
Last year we gathered over 800 individual donations.
Wow.
And some of those were multiple donations brought to us by one person.
Right.
So we were talking about Chrissy's and the things we do before. We put so many things together in wonderful, amazing baskets. So we do need help there processing these donations, data entry help. So you're right, Mike. There's so many things behind the scenes to make it work, because we all, on that Saturday, August 24th, we all want to just enjoy it. Priya, come down. Good girl. Excuse me.
No. She smells the treats in my back pocket.
Oh, so yeah, it's a great day. It's just a great day.
So I have an idea to
Okay.
change it up a little bit. Will not change it in any way, just to add to
Okay.
it, pardon me. I think you should sell tomatoes. Rumor has it that I might be halfway auctioneering. So if anybody wants to throw tomatoes at cheesy jokes, we could sell little buckets of, and maybe not real tomatoes, like foam tomatoes.
Well, I think the real would be much more fun. We'd probably sell more of them.
I
don't
think
wanna
it's a
clean them up.
great idea. You know, in Spain, how they have don't they have some kind of tomato day where they,
Yes,
yeah, we could do
yes.
that for you, Mike.
Okay, okay.
We'll work on that.
Oh, man. It's
Well,
gonna
and
be
you
a
know,
lot of
one
fun.
other thing that I'm just going to throw out there now, and because I probably will not be alive afterwards, it's also Terry's birthday that day.
Oh,
So, and what a
man.
great way, seriously, to spend her birthday.
Yes.
You know, to
yes.
know that,
Except I won't be there.
yes, you will. You definitely will.
I thought I saw on your Facebook a ticket to Cancun or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's after Happy
That
Tales.
is after, and that would be a great after Happy
Wouldn't
Tales
it be
present.
a great?
So let's put it out there. Anyone who wants to buy me a trip to Cancun for my birthday, then I'll sell it on the live auction. No.
Oh,
There you go.
see, always thinking about how we can make money for those animals.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Always.
So with you coming with that trip, does that raise or lower the price? How does that work?
I'd stay home and it would raise it.
Okay. I,
You know, it's like Terry says, and we all know, anyone that has been to Happy Tales, I mean, the night of last year, I was getting texts going, when's next year's Happy Tales? And I'm like,
Right.
oh dear Lord, at least let us get through this one. We're not even
Right.
done finishing it, you know? And so we usually know that next week we start working on when next year's will be so we can book the venue at the Orchards.
wow.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, people call us all the time and go, when's your next Happy Tales? And if you haven't been, you need to come.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Like this was one of the first things that Adrian and I did was definitely come to a Happy Tales, and it was a life-changing experience. It
Thank
really
you.
was. It
Yeah.
was. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're going to check in with some of our sponsors. That way we can keep doing this show. Of course, once again, thanks, ladies. We'll be right back, and we'll have more for Paw Prints on the Mountain in just moments. And welcome back to Paw Prints on the Mountain. I'm your host, Mike Bosely. Joining me today, Deena and Terry, of course, both from the Humane Society. Terry is in charge of Happy Tales, and big hats off to her for that. And we've got Priya with you,
Yes.
wearing her Happy Tales shirt
Yes.
and her blingy bling. Careful if it's blinding the camera. Do not look directly into the diamonds, please.
And Priya actually is a shelter duck that
Oh.
Terry adopted.
Really?
Yes, she came into the shelter about 7.5 years ago, pregnant, skinny, scared. She went into foster care, had her babies, and that's where we met.
Oh, ever since I've known you had Priya. I didn't realize that
Yep.
she
Yeah,
was.
she came from us.
She was a foster.
Yeah.
Now, you ladies, there's always a need for volunteers, Happy Tales, but there's also another need for foster homes.
Right, and fostering is also a form of volunteering.
Of course.
And you know, right now, and I will tell you the amount of, we've had, in one day, we had 12 orphaned kittens that needed to be bottle fed come into us. In different sections that day. And we had nursing moms, or moms having kittens, and dogs having puppies, and sometimes we get orphan puppies with no mom too, along with the orphan, where they need to be bottle fed.
Yeah.
And that is a commitment to someone, you know, from someone that probably has all kinds of time. The problem with them coming into the shelter is we don't have the time to bottle feed them. You know, they've got other responsibilities for the 8-9 hours that we're there.
Right.
You know, and so the more fosters we can get, the better it is to be able to put the orphans out there, and even the moms that are just either going to give birth or have, to get them out of the shelter, give them a quiet, healthy environment for the first 6 to 8 weeks of the pups or the kittens' lives.
Right, and those are so important. Just in a human baby, in a puppy, those
Yeah.
first couple of weeks are very to the rest of the dog's life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, it is. You
Yeah.
know, and we've got some puppies. A mom that went out. I want to say it's been 7 weeks ago because they're 8 weeks old now. They'll be coming back this week, and then we've got all these orphan kittens and moms and kittens out, and sometimes we're lucky enough that with these cats that had just had kittens, one of the moms accepted 3 of those orphans.
Oh,
She was not real big. She had her own litter, but she accepted 3 of the orphans as hers and is raising them. But the other mom that we had out that had just had kittens would not accept. And so those ones are out in a foster being bottle fed. Now they're starting to eat the little mush. And we supply everything
just
for
gonna
the
say that.
foster home. We need you to supply a quiet, safe, healthy home. And we will supply all the milks, the food, the blankets, everything that you will need. And then at certain points when they get to a certain age, we need you to bring them in. We get you on a schedule for vaccines. And then every couple of weeks until they're old enough to come back into the shelter.
and I'm not saying it happens all the time, but a lot of the time, maybe fostering turns into ownership.
Yeah.
You know, it does definitely. Well, I've done it twice now myself, you know.
Yeah.
I call us foster failures, but I really don't think we're a failure
It's
at
a
all.
success.
I think it's a
Yeah,
foster success, you know.
I want to add one more thing about fostering. Sometimes we need medical fosters. For instance, a little adorable terrier pup. We think Marla. We think got hit by a car. She had surgery, broke her femur, and Dr. Helzer has repaired that with a rod, etc. She is in a foster home right now because it takes really specialized care. Again, we provide everything: the medication, the instructions, the support, and she is in a safe place now, and she's healing and doing really, really well.
Well, wait, Marla?
Marla is her name.
Well, way to go, Marla.
Yeah.
Now, you guys supply the milks, the medication,
The food,
the food,
The bowls.
the bowls.
blankets, puppy pads, we supply everything. If it's cats, we supply the litter boxes and the litter, everything.
Now, I have been looking around and have yet to find a puppy food tree, a blanket tree, a food dish tree. All of these have to come from a store somewhere.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And so that means it's gonna, now, I mean, you're taking care of all these animals, and now you're taking care of all of this. I mean, so it takes a lot to really make this work.
It does.
And so how did AZ Gives?
AZ gave.
Did they?
So thank
Yay.
you. Thank you
Yay.
to all our supporters. We did just under $17,000 that day
What?
in a
One day.
24-hour period.
Oh.
So, and then because we ended up coming in 3rd place in our category for the most donations in that day in a rural area, we'll get $1,500 on top of that in prize money.
Wow.
So,
Now that's only a chunk. That's awesome. And
Yes.
that's AZ did gave.
yes,
I know that's not right, but
AZ did give.
yes. It takes a lot more than that. It takes
Sure.
Happy Tails.
Yep.
It takes that. It takes.
No chauffeur ball.
I was about to say, now, let's just say I was digging through some old mail and happened to find my no-show furball invitation.
Send it in.
Send it in.
You know, that's the thing about our no chauffeur ball.
Oh
And,
my gosh, yeah.
You know, we send that out in February, and we have gotten donations in throughout the whole year, even in December, and even sometimes I've seen it in January of the next year. Someone, you know, people may not have the money right now to be
Right.
able to donate, so they put that invitation away. And when they have the money, they can send us their $20 or $5 or $100, whatever they can send us, because every dollar helps. You're right, the expenses is like $1,895 a day to keep our organization open.
Wow.
You know, and we're very fortunate that Purina donates dry dog food to us, and dry cat food usually. But like the puppy chows, the kitten chows, the milk, the canned food, all that, and litter and all that, that's all an expense that we have. And we actually, on our website, and then twice a year our newsletters come out, we have what we call our wish list. And it talks of what we use that is an expense to us on a daily, basis that people could donate to us.
Well, I'm sure a rod through a femur isn't cheap.
No, it's not. I've gotten the bill on that. And there again, Dr. Helzer is always very good to us.
Of course.
And she does it so much less, and if it can be done in our clinic, she does it in our clinic for nothing. But that could not be done in our clinic.
Right.
So, yeah, all that stuff adds up. And here's the deal. We go that extra mile for every animal that comes to us. We save 94% last year. So
Is it really the extra mile, or are you just doing what's right?
we're doing what's right. We're not doing, and if we have to do an extra fundraiser or something to try and, like pay for Marla's rod in her leg, we'll get that money. If we have to put it out there on Facebook and go, hey, can anyone help pay for Marla's surgery?
Yeah.
And people will help us, But people a lot of times don't know what we need if we don't ask.
Right.
And this is what I say to people when they go, I'll help you say happy tales at any aspect, but I can't go out to people and ask them for something. And I go, that's okay, that's not your forte. My thing was, I never asked anyone for anything in life until I started working at the shelter. And I will ask for everything for these animals, because if I don't ask, they can't tell me no.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
They can't express their feelings, or
Right. And and sometimes people give what they don't have. Probably, each and every donation through Arizona Gives meant so much. But there was one that donated $5.
Yeah.
And
And
that
I've
was
got-
what they
Oh.
could give.
That one touched me so much, because to some people $5 isn't anything, but to this person, that could have been a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs that they needed.
Right.
You know?
Or half a gasoline, or
Yeah.
half a gallon of gasoline.
Absolutely.
Exactly. But to care about what we do so much, like I say, every dollar adds up, and we really do appreciate every dollar.
Thank you to everybody that supported the Humane Society through AZ Gives.
And every day.
And what?
And
And
every
every
day.
day.
And every day. And
Yeah.
every day. Speaking of every day, we do have a fundraiser every day, and it's called the Doghouse Thrift Shop.
Absolutely, you are right. And that is our everyday fundraiser.
And so all right, we're coming into summer hours.
Yes.
What does that mean for the Doghouse?
Well, we're coming into past summer hours.
We are.
So we are now past our summer hours. We're open 7 days a week at our thrift shop now.
7 days a week.
Yes. So we are open Monday through Saturdays from 10 to 5, and we accept donations those days from 10 to 4:30.
Makes sense.
And we are open Sundays now from 10 to 3.
Now, the Humane Society's got something in the works to help dropping off donations, correct?
Absolutely. So anyone that's donated knows how difficult it can be to drop off your donations, try and get back around. So we have purchased the lot next to where our thrift shop is, and we have had to clear that lot. And a lot of people I know may be upset about cutting down the trees, but there's a couple different reasons. One is we needed it, but the other is a lot of those trees were dying.
Did not know that. I believe that.
So, that bark beetle thing and the droughts all these years, it's taking its toll on a lot of places, that being one of them also in different areas there. So we are going to, we're starting work on that now to make it, when you drop off donations at the back of the barn, you will be able to drive all the way around and come out on the little frontage road there.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, so if you got a trailer or a U-Haul or something, you don't have to try and back that around and get turned around or to get out. You're going to be able to come all the way around. And then we're also putting in parking spots.
Yay! More parking spots.
Yes.
I don't mean that meanly.
We need the
Yeah,
parking
yay.
spots,
Yeah.
because we're very limited to our parking.
I agree, and I think let's get as many people in those doors to the Doghouse Thrift Shop, fundraising every day, saving lives, and There's new inventory. You guys have a whole barn full of stuff that's not even out on the floor.
Yes.
I mean, so
Yeah.
we need everybody's help.
And then the
Absolutely.
first weekend of the month, that Friday and Saturday, she has 25% off everything in the store.
That's right. So when is that special sale again?
The first weekend of every month.
The first weekend of
Friday,
every-
Saturday, and Sunday, is it?
I believe she did run it Sunday also.
Okay.
Atta girl.
But
Big
just
love
listen-
Stacy. Big love Stacy.
Yeah, keep an eye on our Facebook, the Doghouse Thrift Shop Facebook, the Humane Society's Facebook, and our websites, and we'll be able to keep you updated on what the sales are and when.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. So, in conclusion, thank you for joining us. Swing by the Doghouse Thrift Shop. We look forward to seeing you at Happy Tales, whether you're a volunteer, whether you're there for the good food, or to throw tomatoes at me, who's trying to be an
Don't forget
auctioneer.
your money.
Yeah, bring your money, so you can buy the tomatoes.
Yeah,
to throw to-
exactly.
Check out our Facebook, Humane Society, HMSW.org.
HSWM.org.
All right, so check that out. Please become a foster parent, family, if you can. That's going to do it for this week. Until next time, we'll see ya. Thanks very much. Paw Prints on the mountain.